This little story popped up on my phone about children vaccinated don't have to wear a mask at camps. Well, do you know who created the camps over time and all this philanthropy shit? The Roman Empire, you know. And this is what popped in my head. We're going to look at like birth to 14 to 16 years old. And a lot of people have been told through the hospital industry, which is the Roman Empire, that you have diabetes genetically. It's been passed down. Well, it's because, let's look at rats, like lab rats, people, mad scientists, like you probably heard like Hitler and his teams. Some of you educated people, how they, tormented and experimented and all this shit. Well, it's real, but it goes to all cultures. But the Roman Empire is the one that's done it. But they can observe rats and other whatever animals, and they can watch what high fructose corn syrup can do. They can look at what the pills are going to do. They can watch the rats to see if they'll become addicted. And then they own the news and all that shit. So when you eradicate cannabis and all that, they know when they push this shit out here in society. And really don't even, alkaline water, we don't even know what it is. And it's hardly ever sold. We can get it from spring wells, but you're not allowed to dig spring wells because that's against the law. Okay? Because then you wouldn't have to buy the water in the stores from the Coke companies, which goes back to the Roman Empire. But when we're looking at this, okay, the children now, I mean, look, we got the television, gadgets, phones, video games, apps. They're all about shopping, shop. And all this is plugged in like close, like this right here, which we were never meant to do that. And this is God now. And, from birth, I don't know, do they give vaccines now? I know children, babies get shots. But they're already, whatever it is when they're born, they're already getting pumped full of shit from the pharmaceutical industry, whether it being pills or Gerber or all that other shit. Gerber is them. That's who that is. Every business is a front, but it's all one, because you come from the Milky Way. Don't ever forget that. That's heaven, the firmament, and all that. It's in Scripture. And you come from the Milky Way, and you're carried in water in your mama's womb. You come in through a womb and you leave in a tomb, okay? And that water is connected to alkaline and everything. So when you're born, you should have breast milk because you come from the Milky Way, which God and all that. But not anymore. God's stupid. You don't need breast milk. Well, truthfully, when they make women sick, then they have to come in and go, well, you was just born that way, Lady Gaga. So we got Gerber right here, or whatever else it is. But those substances in Gerber and all that is the pharmaceutical industry, which has the same fucking shit in this, the modified foods, the modified drinks, and all that. And it's meant to control us. It's meant to control the brain. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at a child, in 14 years of existence. We're going to pick on my Christianity family too. And they've had 14 years of existence. All right? And the majority, 99% of their day is, I'm going to say, except let's omit this one right here. But, because this is where we are. You're born with something, but it's created. So for 14 years, well, basically about 10, because once they get about 4 or 5, they're going to start grabbing things. Even younger than that. And they've already jumped on this. This is all there. Kids accidentally buy a bunch of shit. The high fructose corn syrup that rots the teeth out, creates the hospital, dentist industry and all that, diabetes and everything. Then you come in with the pills and all that because you eradicated cannabis and all that other shit. So, this child has had everything not natural within them. And also, too, is water is not pushed in the school system like it should. Alkaline, like mineral salts, cell salts, and how each, you have 12 cell salts that coincide with your 12 systems of the body and everything. It's connected. It's alkaline. It's oil as well, but you're not taught that. And the more that we consume of this, and the more the children get it at such a young age, you got to get vaccinated so young. And, everybody's rubbing that shit all over them. Got him. Hey, praise Jesus. Put your mask on. Pull it up some. Yeah, you scared me. I listen to the TV more than I do God. Even though Scripture says, do not listen to man, I listen to man. Because this is the new Jesus, Matt. You know, and it's insane. It's fucking insane. But this child has nothing within them that's natural. You know, and what do? Well, the mom takes them to the doctor throughout the 14 years, and, you know, the doctor gives them, you know, pills or whatever if they've got some kind of a illness or something. But it comes from this. The sickness or deficiency or not being able to fucking have good grades like y'all talk about. Look at the society. They've taken everything natural out of your children. They have you produce a baby just the same way the ship comes in the port at its birth. It's docking at its birth. Birth. You go to the hospital where the doctor is to give birth. Both of them cargo and the baby's coming in on water inside of you. The cargo's coming in on water. Then they deliver it. They're delivering. You're delivering a baby. They're delivering a package. And once it's born and existing, it's on land now. Both of them was on water. Now they're existing. Now they get a certificate of manifestation. Now they're live action. Now we can tax that shit and make money on it. And it's got numbers. It's documented and all that, just like a slave. Yeah, commerce is what it is. But people, when I tell them that, they always go, you're stupid. Listen, I'm trying to show you. Your whole existence has been a lie. The mega churches is part of this shit too. All the young children are part of these satanic cult fucking churches now, running around screaming Jesus. And here's the deal. This leads me up to this too. This new age shit, okay? The new age shit is Satan to another degree. Because some of y'all that's really done your homework, that was never his name. Ever. Never his name. And if you find out who owns the rights to the Bible, like really, and then you have a bunch of Bibles throughout the centuries, and you can see how they've just taken stuff out. Yeah. But then you find out in the beginning that they changed things too a long time ago in order to get this going in people's subconscious. Remember, same people that pushed Santa Claus pushed that name. You know, because when you actually look at it, it's Jesus, Jupiter. You know, it's what it is. Because me and some people talk and we're like, you know, people don't even think about like Mexicans. Like Jesus. You know, how Mexicans, Catholic Mexicans, you know, they have all this. Anyways, they really look up to Jesus. But you'd have to have some nuts to name your child after Jesus and like Jesus. But they know it's a name. You cannot name God. That's the main thing. So when the Roman Empire created this, it's all a corporation now. Now you're a corporation. Just like the United States of America, the corporation of the United States. That makes money. That's a money maker right there. You know, that is. And I'm not knocking you or telling you to stop what you're doing or nothing's real or right or that. I'm telling you, that name right there is a name to make, and then they made him white with long hair. That's a lie. You need to understand that shit. The image and all that shit and this, it's all a corporation and a business, and Satan controls it. And then Satan controls you, the society. Because what he does is he eradicates everything natural that will cure you. Pumps your head full of this shit generationally. News, TV, all that. It's real, man. NASA, it's Nazis. It's what it is. You know, Hitler they had all that shit designed before it happened. They have got a 300-mile pentagram over there that connects to the fucking Pentagon. The biggest Pentagon ever built. Inside of a Pentagon is what's inside of a pentagram. And that shit built in 1941, like World War II, connects to the 300-mile pentagram over in Germany. So, wait a minute. What? Yeah, they just happened to we're just going to make a 300-mile pentagram. That shit took time. It's like it's the biggest portal of negative energy you could possibly ever imagine. And that's what they did. Like each point was a burn. And truthfully, we are like the pentagram, with standing there with the 2 points down. This is us right here. The 2 legs, arms, a head. But now if you flip it, that's our head, because that's where we are. And our genitals are up here. And if you really think about it, the society that's being pushed is the lower nature, sexual, deviant, fucking pedophilia coming and everything. So our arms, our legs are crossed, arms are down and heads down, so we're thinking with our junk. And you have to look at society and how all these upside down pentagrams are all over society. They're everywhere. I've got all these fucking links of Aleister Crowley, Manly P. Hall, Crawley's protege, and they all say, they're like, look, stay away from the point down. Because what they want you to do, these wizards and sorcerers comes from the source, they want you to participate, because they create all this fucking weirdo witchcraft, which is not bad. It is now, but they alter it into a state of to where when you think you're doing something good, witches out there, some of y'all's actually invoking some fucking shit from the dark side, and that's why you're seeing, I don't know. It's like this. Be careful what you do in society, because this is an archetype. This is what makes society flow. And truthfully, with the point down can be the goat head. Because the goat throughout history has always been a negative symbol, even though it is a good symbol. Capricorn is the goat, rules the knees. And Capricorn in the zodiac, when we're looking at it like this, is spring, summer, fall, winter. So Capricorn's down here, and so from winter until summer next month, he's going to be climbing. He's going to be climbing the mountain to the top. So if you're in Freemasonry, you got to climb up to the degrees of the zodiac. You know, so you're climbing. You know, that's what goats do, is they climb mountains. But we're not there anymore. So, you know, this is all over everywhere, and the shit creates vibrations. It creates thought. It creates hypnotic rhythm to where we take up for like Celine Dion and her fucking satanic clothing line, because children buy that and don't even know what it is, because those children are buying her clothes that have children now because they've seen those pentagrams on Nickelodeon, on Disney, on Marvel fucking movies, superhero. You know, what is that American Girl doll shit? I've got the thing, my daughters. I remember I was like, that's fucking weird. There's a pentagram on there. I remember I always have Slayer and all these albums, because they showed you who they were. It doesn't mean they worship Satan, but I mean, it's a symbol, like I said, of the goat. But in order to sell records, you're going to put whatever out there. But they have it on the American Girl. You know why? And the others, so when they play with it throughout their life, then like now they see it and they'll come at people like me and go, he's fucking crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. It's because they designed you very slowly and methodically into the direction that they wants us to go. And those individuals that are under the biggest satanic sorcery spell ever combined for humanity based off of this. This is all sorcery. This is all sorcery. It's all black magic. It's what it is. You know, when you get to the natural stuff, that's the real Christ. Christ. That's not Jesus. It's Jesus. You know, but it's the real shit. You know, when you make this a corporation and then you control society, you make it illegal to read and write, to look up and shit like that, then when you come out of ignorance, you're going to believe everything, because radio's not on here. They listen to the radio. Whatever's on radio, yeah. Song. When they could have been teaching us the zodiac, but they were putting us in another direction. Satan is. To where we can believe anything. It's not real, because when you go outside, you'll go, holy shit. And then eventually you'll see how all this is it's a design. And truthfully, they always see this. This is normalized from birth to 14 to 16. You know, they're watching it on TV, parties in Panama City, yeah, when it shouldn't be like that, because the people that created this wants them to crumble, wants them to fall. You know, because there's a good percentage of them that can't control it, like me, in this corporation. And I have to go to the hospitals they create, to the detoxes they create, to the rehabs, product, all this. You know, they don't have rehabs. They do for overeaters, but not like they don't push you. They push you to be obese. Please, come on, just take some pills. And dude, I know y'all feel horrible. I was way overweight too. Not way, but I was overweight. And you feel horrible. There's a strain it puts on you. It makes you breathe heavy. When you're breathing heavy, think about what the insides of you are doing. They're working double time. So that means your heart's working overtime. And that means you're cutting your life shorter. And then you could die and they'll go, yeah, COVID got them. Yeah. Or rubbing the shit all over you, combined with your obesity. See, they created all of your sicknesses. Now you're rubbing that shit all over you because you're paranoid watching the TV. Yeah, you're fucking insane, and now you're making yourself sicker, and they know that. And then you just keep going back. So the more you go back, the more you pump those numbers up. These are satanic, very smart. Jesus people are stupid. Okay? Satan people are very fucking smart and rule the world. Satan people, I'm telling you. You know, Satan knows y'all's Bible more than you do. And you don't know nothing because you got grace. This is grace. Yay, man. Your soul is corrupted. And the children now, it's insane. I want to go crazy, but nobody listens because they're under mass sorcery is all it is. They're under mass sorcery and they've accepted the lie, genetic obesity. You know, disability for obesity. Created. It's not your fault. If you have a problem with any of this and you're older, younger in life, it's not your fault. If I hurt your feelings, good, because I love you. You know, and I'm in recovery, and some people had to really straighten me out with some very stern and harsh words. You know, but it's because we're not like the Roman Empire industry. Just come learn how addiction is, and you can make $1 million a year being a fucking counselor. So how you feeling today? Write it down. Yeah. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Wouldn't you want somebody running the biggest fucking recovery system ever here? Like me and some black guys and some white guys and some brown guys? Like create something here in America? Seriously, I'll have 7 years this year against every fucking thing that they... But see, we're going against Satan though. It won't happen. Think about it. They didn't invest in me. What, you gonna invest in somebody that keeps saying fuck big pharma, smoke cannabis, eat cannabis, invest in hemp and this shit and that shit? You'll get whale, mineral salt, cell salt. You've been lied to. This is Satan. No, they ain't going to invest in me. Or they could and gamble and be like, let's do an article on Flat Earther and see what the fuck they say. Because it's like, you don't need any technology. Just cut all of it. And eventually you'll see it in time. You'll see it in the clouds. The sun's right out there. You know, it's right out there. Because in Scripture it even says, there's a part where they made up. It says Jesus will come in the clouds and he'll leave through the clouds. Well, every day that sun does because you can see it in the fucking clouds. And they're liars and they've changed everything. And now everybody has been generationally kidnapped and they'll just, nope, I'm still not listening to nothing. I'm going to give my fake money to this church, mega church. That's Roman Empire, Satan with their zodiac sign on the front of their churches. And remember, if you got a statue out there of Moses, and like this is his head, and you see a crescent coming out of each side, those ain't horns. That's the crescent moon, is what that is. Moses, Mosaic. Goes into the zodiac. Moses, Mosaic, because never mind. There's a bunch of shit that we don't know because they never allowed us to. Here's gadgets. They created a whole world that's not real. I mean, you can't, that's my whole point. You can't think that big. Think about it for a minute. If they could create people from birth, just like animals, and control them and make them mind and all that, and they can. In order to change society, that's what you have to do. And they own black people, white people, women, men, fucking everybody. They own us all because we're commerce. We're in a big fucking Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. Prisons was created, all the crack, crank, all that shit was pushed out here by these fucking people because the more that's pushed, the more crime, the more separation of the family, you know, the more prisons are going to fill up, the more money they're going to make, the more the alcohol's pushed, same thing. The more cannabis and hemp you have, the healthier everybody's going to be. Oh, fuck, we can't have that. Then the banks, which is Saturn, is not going to make any fucking money. I love it. Yeah, shit.